Good morning, happy Friday, and welcome back to the NOFO Live show. The weather has changed incredibly quickly. I think I was in the water not yesterday, but the day before, and it was beautiful with shorts and a bathing suit. And today is definitely sweater weather. So for all you fall people, I hope you're happy because I'm wearing a sweater and sweater weather is definitely here. So enjoy. There are pumpkins dotting every farm on the North Fork already. And as much as I love summer and I sort of want to give it the 24 hours, warn that it's done and it's gone. I must say the sight and the colors of all the pumpkins and everything fall is beautiful. Good morning, Kelly. How are you?
Hey, how are you?
Are you one of those sweater weather people?
I'm ready. I have my long sleeves on. The kids went to school with jackets. It's happening. It's all happening.
I know. It's and so quickly, right? I mean, like not yet. Yesterday was because the rain came and whatever, but the day before felt like summer. It was
I
stunning,
know.
it's warm, and it's
I mean,
incredible how
this is
quickly
the
it
kind of
changes.
weather that tricks you, that it's like cold in the morning, and then by the time I go to pick the kids up from school, I'm like dying. So you never know.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I just thought I saw our guest and now I don't see her, so I must have done something like reject her. Which I hope I didn't. Come back, Teresa. And I don't see Kelly. I was actually writing a blog post a little bit about the show, and because we're putting everything on a podcast, and I was thinking about the part I was really writing about was the optimum connection,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, it can't be a week if we don't have some tech issues.
No, there's always something. There's always something. Hi.
Good
Hi,
morning.
friends.
How are you?
Hey.
Hanging on by a thread, if I'm
Oh.
honest. Hanging on by a thread.
It's one of those weeks.
It's one of those months, I gotta tell you. This is my busiest season at work. I've been working, I've had babysitters here from 8 in the morning until 9:30 at night to watch the baby so I could work.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I know this is your crazy busy time, but I'm glad you're here. We missed you. I think you missed last week, correct?
I did. Yeah.
Weeks are blurring for me, but I know you haven't been here because you've been busy working. You also went on a trip. How was that?
It was good. I missed my little babe, and I'm leaving on Monday again. I'm leaving her for a whole week, which I'm very sad about.
The reason I brought it up is because that is so challenges of a working mom. I mean, we've all sort of been there at some point in our life, and but I think you'll do fine, and she'll do fine, and
she seems to be fine without me. I'm the one that's like, when I come home from the long day at work and I'm in the hotel, I'm like, I want my baby.
Well, enjoy it because the few days will go by so fast, and obviously you'll be able to be so much more productive, not carrying, is she 20 pounds already? Because I know you were doing the beach cleanup with her and she's heavy.
She is heavy. She's very heavy now. I have to take her back to the doctor soon and she'll get her next weigh-in. So we'll see. We'll see.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, welcome, Teresa.
Hi, Teresa.
Hi guys, thank you so much for coming on again.
Oh my God, you are our first. I don't know if it's a repeat guest or part two, however we say it. And I'm so excited that you are our second.
Well, when you had suggested doing it again, and we'll talk about the art show, I just was like, I will absolutely do it. So I thank you so much because it's been 2 years almost, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, same like you. So why don't we dive right into introduce who you are, what you do, and tell us what you've been doing for 2 years.
Yeah. So hi, everyone. Teresa DeMarco. I am at One for All Gifts in Southold. I opened up the gift shop with my son, Sean, and we feature items made exclusively by neurodiverse entrepreneurs. And that might be a new term for some people. And basically, neurodiversity just covers differently abled adults and trying to reach their fullest potential. So that has been our mission, is to really change the mindset of what is possible, really for the general public, to see our young adults as active members of their community and really being able to, to kind of spotlight on what is possible when they're given space and time and a lot of good attention. So, yeah.
When you joined us last year, you talked a little bit more about Sean and how you started the business as for him to be an entrepreneur, and then you found that other people wanted the same kind of support. So tell me, I mean, when you started, you had few entrepreneurs you're representing, but it seems to me now that you have expanded where you are representing so many more individuals.
Exactly. So it really starts with Sean. And for those who don't know, my son is 25. He's on autism spectrum. We knew sort of early in the school year that, or early in the school education, I should say, that college was not going to be an end goal for him, but working was, and started recognizing his love of movies. And I would, rack my brain at night as graduation was approaching. What do I do with that? And we turned it into a small business where he, started framing movie posters. And so we'd go to different farmers markets, and he reluctantly went, and then realized that he could talk about something he already loves and knows a lot about. And so when the pandemic hit and we couldn't go to our normal venues, it was really Sean who said, I wonder if there are other adults like me who can't sell their things, who can't talk to their audience. And like, we should open a gift shop. And that's what we did. And so we started in October, Halloween, because that was important to Sean, of 2020, with about 12 different businesses. We ended 2021, so our first year anniversary, we had about 32 businesses. And I'm talking entrepreneurs, artists, social enterprises. And then
I want to stop you a second. I know you're saying the word business, but really it's individual. These are individual people that are using their talents to create something that you're then selling for them in your store, correct?
So we have a combination. So we have individual makers, which we're calling sort of our extraordinary entrepreneurs. And then we have several social enterprises. And those are businesses that are designed around people with different abilities. So we've got several of those businesses that we feature. And then we have artists and photographers who are their own individual business. So I use that term business to sort of talk about everyone. But then we set out our goal for 2022 to take our 32 businesses to 50 by the year. And we already are at 62.
Wow.
Yeah.
How are you getting out the word to other entrepreneurs to come join the shop?
They are finding us.
Fabulous.
They're finding us through things like this, through social media. Oh my gosh, no one told me social media was a full-time job.
A full-time job.
Oh, I'm learning as I'm going. But yeah, they're reaching out to us. There are several organizations that we partner with that teach entrepreneurship. And so their students are starting to, ask for space to trial out their products. And it's really just working with, as I say, like the high schools and letting other artists know that we're here. And if you've got something, we've got the space for you to give it a go.
So it's really a neurodiverse artist collective.
It really is. And so, and this is the reason for this art show. I've always been a little hesitant that we're the right space to hang art, because we are a gift shop. So when you come in, we are very much like a local gift shop where you can get lots of trinkets, soaps, candles, cards that are beautiful gifts. We carry a couple of pieces of hung art, but we didn't really, that wasn't my original intention, right, was to have art. And it wasn't until I met Eileen Benthal, who is mom to Johanna Benthal. They've begun a not-for-profit called Joanna's Hope. And she and I started talking about, these artists and the incredible work they're creating and wanting to give them a space to show their art. And that's how the art show came about in October.
So tell us a little bit more about this art show you have coming up. Yeah,
so we have been lucky enough to have the most gorgeous space, thanks to Peconic Bay Vineyards. We are going to be hanging pieces of artwork through the vineyard, through a couple I just went yesterday, even before the rain hit the space. It's going to be stunning.
I know
And
you sent me the flyer, and it's called Art in the Vines, and I was thinking, oh, nice name, but as you described it, that you're actually going to be hanging the artwork in the vines, I was like,
So
oh
fun.
my God.
Is it this weekend?
it'll be
No,
October 1st.
next week.
October 1st. Okay, sorry, I didn't get it.
Okay,
And believe it or not, October 1st is already next weekend.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it.
No.
it's really close. And so, we went from this idea over the summer, and then, when the space, was made available to us again out of generosity, everything just started going into like full forward motion. And so we're very excited. The artwork is starting to come in. The artists are excited. This is something that, again, I had wanted to do. We had met a woman, Eileen and I had met a woman named Sulika, who started the Autism Museum in Brooklyn. And this is a pop-up opportunity for artists really across the country to showcase their art. And it was launched in April in honor of Autism Awareness Month. And so Sulika really is the push behind what we're doing. And we have I think about 18 artists I know that we have here at the shop that are sending us their artwork. And I know Johanna's Hope, Eileen and Johanna have about another 10 individuals who are attending their art sort of space, who are going to be showcasing their art too. So it's very.
Do you need volunteers to help, Theresa?
Oh, I don't know. I guess morning of. I don't know. I've never done this before. I'm not an
So
artist.
then I'm going to say yes. Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Yes, I don't. Right now I'm working on some of the logistics of how the artwork will be displayed. The pieces range in size from small to quite large, and the artwork is gorgeous. So yeah, the answer is yes. If anyone did, let me know, and we'll figure out how to put you to work.
Yeah, if anyone DMs us, we can put it on our stories too that you need volunteers, and we can send them your way for sure.
And so
Something you said earlier also, where social media is a full-time job. I'm so glad and happy for you that you've blown out of the water with the 50 and you're at 62 entrepreneurs and they're all finding you. But I think maybe perhaps a way in which we can help and everybody watching can help is spread the word for people to come view these wonderful individuals that have this talent. So even if I couldn't say even it's as simple as, but share the information about the art show, everybody that's watching, repost, One for All Gifts, and send an email or text to your friends saying, come see this beautiful event on a beautiful fall day. Maybe they can help in so many other ways.
And I exactly right, Sunita. And I'm learning, and thank you for the push to do these kinds of things, because I'm learning how to share our message in a bigger way. Right. It's not just for people who who know about us, who come to the shop. It's, as you say, it's who else can we tell? And even though our goal for this year was to have 1,000 followers, which we passed, it's more about saying to me that there are 1,000 people who are interested in what we're doing. And so it is just a number, but it's a big number to us. And I want to keep spreading.
Theresa, I want to talk a little bit more about the shop. So right now you've had over the year 62 entrepreneurs in the shop, but you don't always have the same ones at the same time. So tell us about how you curate the collections. Is it seasonally? Tell us a little bit more about that.
Sure. So we definitely have a couple of standbys, I suppose, that are consistent here. It is dependent on the entrepreneur, the business, the social enterprise. They're continuing to add products. They're continuing to develop their businesses, and it's really more those relationships, I think, that allows us to say, okay, this is a new product to this business. Let's give this a go. Or they've developed a new set, or they've expanded in such a way that add some more. So I really curate based on what I think customers would like to gift other people, which is why sometimes I'm a little hesitant about just simple artwork, not that it can't be gifted, but that you can pop in for someone's birthday, anniversary, special occasion, and that kind of thing. So I hope
I
that
say this because I've visited the shop, and to give Teresa so much credit, she does such a beautiful job, and I'm sure Sean helps. I've seen you put up a few reels of him doing his first display. You curate everything so nicely, and the shop is so cohesive, and it has such a beautiful flow to it. The way when you walk in and you see, I went around Valentine's Day this past year, all the Valentine's Day things that you had curated, and then all the other artwork and all the other entrepreneurs. So you really do an amazing job at setting up the shop.
Oh goodness, thank you. I really do appreciate it this day. I'm learning. This is not my my backing of being in a retail situation. So I like to make it very welcoming. And I think when people walk the first time, it's not quite obvious what we do, who we are, and we do that on purpose. When you walk in, you'll see these gorgeous items, and when you look in a little closer, we do have plaques around the bio and the pictures of the individuals behind it, and it's always that aha moment that a customer experiences to say, "This is incredible. These people are incredible. Tell me more about Allie, who designed this plaque, or tell me about Spencer, who started the soap, the soap company." So I wind up talking more about the individuals behind the businesses than the actual item itself. And the joy.
But here, Teresa, you're not in the retail business. You're in the business of supporting these individuals live their best life and be part of the community. And that's the thing. It isn't only about the way you put the things together, but the fact that you bring them together and you're giving them space, to showcase them and giving them a voice and an audience that they wouldn't be able to reach. So kudos to you for everything that you're doing.
Thank you. And that is true, because once you integrate into your community, then you're part of the community. And I think I shared a real time with Sean, bopping over to Wednesday's table to get his lunch or mail something to the Southold, post office. Our young people become part of the fabric of the community, meeting, other businesses, and they know him, and knows them. And I know that if it's happening to Sean, it'll be happening to other entrepreneurs in their own city, which is always a great thing. Yeah.
You just mentioned cities. So how far and wide do your artists come from? Are there people from other states that send you stuff?
Yeah, so we keep track. We have a little corkboard map. Unfortunately, because I don't know my measurements, it's like this big. I thought it was big. Anyway, Sean and I carefully dot across the country where our entrepreneurs live and work. So we are, from New York all the way to Hawaii.
Wow.
We have a new jeweler. We just started featuring this year in Hawaii, and everywhere in between. So it really is quite across the United States, Texas and Washington State, and really all over.
Do any of them ever get to come visit you? Have you ever had one of your artists come visit and see the shop?
Yep. So a lot of the local artists do, or local businesses. John from John's Crazy Socks is a perfect example. He's here a lot. We've had Emma, who makes beautiful wooden gnomes, visit, but not so much out of state just yet. I have a 5-year plan to create a gala, if you will, and invite everybody from out of state to come and just have a wonderful evening together. So, yeah.
In case you weren't aware, Tracy is an event planner. So if you need to bring up this gala, I think I would just look left, at least on my screen.
Just don't do it in October, okay? Just don't.
Promise. Well, to be continued, but that would be my hope, is to have everybody come and visit. And Sean and I actually took a road trip this year, and we got to visit two of our entrepreneurs, and that was a lot of fun.
That's fantastic. I love that.
Also, Teresa, you do a lot of fun events at the shop too. Like last week, you had that cute rock painting event. Do you have any other events in mind? Obviously, the Art in the Vines is coming up, but any other events coming up?
I went to a journaling event there, which was also great.
So thank you. No, thanks for bringing that up. So we always try to have or host something that will connect us again into the community. But something item or a business here at the shop. And so the rock painting that we had last week was to help launch a book of one of the authors and artists here. We've got the art show for October. I'm trying to work in November. We have a chocolate company that makes the most delicious truffles. So I'm trying to figure out how to do wine and chocolate pairing for November. And in December, I am just in the beginning stages of doing a sensory sensitive Santa. So that on a Sunday when the shop is not open to the general public, people who are on the spectrum who might have some difficulty being at a mall, trying to take a picture, a holiday picture, can come to the shop, and we can facilitate that. So these are just some of the ideas that come to me at 2 o'clock in the morning. Never during the day, just wakes me up. And
My best ideas come to me when I'm driving, when I can't write them down or do anything with them.
Yeah. My husband's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I need a pen. Where's a pen?" So these are kinds of things that, now that I've got the rhythm of the operation of the shop kind of going, I can start to focus on sort of more creative ideas to get people to come and see the shop and attend an event and meet Sean and I, so that we could tell them more about what we do.
You told me a little bit about where Sean is. Tell us why Sean's not on camera today.
So Sean applied to a college living experience in Maryland, and he was accepted there. And so he is finishing week 6. He reminds me every single day how long it's been that he's away from home. But he's for their independent living skills program. He's there for some career development. He very much wants to expand his own small business. So he's taking some very accommodated business classes to help him grow his small business. I miss him terribly, but he is launched. He's doing it. He has survived, overflowed toilets in his apartment.
Oh, wow.
Food shopping. He's taking public transportation, which in my life I never thought possible, but this kid is doing it, and we couldn't be more proud. I miss him here at the shop, especially as all the holiday items are coming in. He was such a big help, here. So thank you for letting me share that. He's doing.
Every time I talk to you about him, I'm in awe of how much of your business, and I'm saying your, but like you say, he always reminds you it's our business because it's his business as well. But how much of it is driven by his thoughts and his ideas and what he comes up with, which I'm completely in awe of that.
He has always been very insightful as a young person on the spectrum. We have had a share of sort of aha moments where he becomes very aware of his difficulties, right? Or very aware of his challenges. And he is able to articulate them to me in such a way that it's helpful to me to share with other parents. And so I rely very heavily on what Sean thinks and says, because I can only observe autism. Sean is the one that is living with autism, and I am in constant awe of what he's able to accomplish and share with me. And so that really is the spirit behind even the shop, is to give him the space to follow one of his special interests in such a way that feels very, very valuable to him. and beyond the paycheck, right? It's being able to talk to someone about this brand new movie, right? If you've been in the shop and you've had an occasion to meet Sean, he will always take you to his part of the store where movie posters are and try to upsell you, you know, a movie.
Oh, he's a true entrepreneur. He is a true entrepreneur. And, you know, Sharon Queen with a couple of others, I know they both totally understand what entrepreneurship is. It definitely is one.
I need a lesson from Sean on sales because I'm not good at doing sales at all.
He's your guy. He's a natural. He's a natural.
Give me a lesson.
And it can, and it definitely evolved, right? So when he was first here, and I think I've shared with Sunita, we have a little secret, you know, someone was browsing, just the concept of browsing. You know, he would walk up to the individual and say, "Are you going to buy that? Do you like it?" So his you know, the nuances of being a salesperson, of being a shop owner, he is evolving too and learning and growing. And I think the push to have him not in the shop but in this experience program is to expand his world, right? To expand his environment. There's something called the goldfish bowl theory. Does anyone know that? And so there's the theory is that a goldfish will only grow to the size of the bowl that you put it in. So obviously the larger the bowl, the larger the goldfish will grow. And I don't know if that's physiologically possible, but I love the concept, and that's so true on and so true of the individuals that we're supporting is if we can expand their environments, we can expand the people that are around them, supporting them, they will grow. They will continue to grow. And for any mom who's got a cooler, I promise you the day the bus stops coming is not the day they stop growing. I've seen more growth in Sean since leaving high school, which we had a great experience. I've seen him grow in leaps and bounds just because his environment got larger. That's what we're trying to you know, do. Times 62, hopefully times 162. Yeah, going forward.
Well, thank you for sharing. I hope that this collective show is helping make your fishbowl be a little bit larger and reach a wider audience. So the show, just coming back to what you have coming up, the Art on the Vines is October 1st. Is it 11 to 3?
It is 11 to 3, but we'll be there lingering. So you know, you're in the area, come for a glass of wine and you. Love to see you.
And is it just to view the art or also purchase?
Thank you. It's both. The artwork has been priced by the artist, and so we do have a mechanism to sell it. And so you can take it right off the vine and take it right home with you. They're ready to hang.
Wonderful. Well, I can see in the comments that you've got some volunteers already. I think Mary Tonic said she'd volunteer. So anyone who was making comments that they want to volunteer or help Theresa, please DM her at One for All Gifts, right? That's your handle.
Exactly.
And let her know that you're a second set of hands to help.
I love it. Oh my gosh, I can't thank you guys enough. This is a wonderful way to get the word out. And so we'll hope to see everyone at the art show.
Yes.
Thank you.
Good luck, Theresa. Thank you so much for coming back again. It was so great to see you.
Thank you.
When I let Theresa go without another rapid fire round, because maybe her preferences have changed. I know you did this rapid fire last year, but let's give it a go again, Tracy.
Okay. All right. I was wondering. I was like, do we do that? I don't know. We never discussed guests coming on the second time.
Maybe her preferences have changed. Who knows?
Maybe they have. Maybe they have. Okay. So
different time.
If you were going to take us out to lunch or dinner, where would you choose to take us?
Oh goodness, I need to be consistent. Love Lane Kitchen on Atatuck on Love Lane is always a great place to be. Beautiful street to be on. Carolyn they do a wonderful. That would be my go-to place.
Green eggs and ham. Green eggs and ham.
Green eggs and ham.
And now, Theresa, are you a winery or a brewery person? And what's your go-to?
Yeah, so probably I would guess if I had to choose brewery, I do like beer and over wine. I do like the Jamesport Brewery very much, as well as Greenport. So it's a toss for me.
Okay. It's a tie.
Now, do you early and catch a sunrise, or do you drive around, catch a sunset? What's your preference, and do you have a location you enjoy?
Yeah, so sunsets are always my preference. We actually get the best, well, I think the best in our backyard in Mattatuck. It's something that's been my kids and I enjoy. Just we run to the back and we just catch as it's dipping, and so that's always a beautiful thing. And now we have some chairs out there, so we don't have to just walk around. We can sit and walk, not race out there.
Nice.
So what is Sean's favorite farm stand to visit?
Oh my goodness. He's not a big veggie or fruit guy, so I don't know.
So it's got to be the pies or the donuts.
Exactly. I don't really, I can't say. I don't really have one in particular. I think they're all great.
All right, so that's a shout out to all the pies and vineyards farm stands. Send your stuff to One for All Gifts so you can get listed on the show. Well, Theresa, we usually end the show with saying, what do you love about being part of the North Fork community? Although that feels redundant because that is exactly what you are. You are such a huge part of the North Fork community. But go ahead and sum it up for us.
Yeah, I think just feeling welcomed. I feel like I've met the people I've only met, just in a few months. I feel like I've known them for years. I think it's just being able to very proudly walk around with Sean and our family when we are out to eat, having people come up to us and just feeling part of the community. I've never experienced anything like that. And so that is my shout out to the North Fork is just how welcome they've been.
Awesome.
Well, thank you, Theresa, for being the champion for all of these entrepreneurs and giving them a creative space and an outlet. I know you said 2. We hope you're at 100 before you blink, and I know you're at 1,000 followers. Our goal for you is at least 10,000. So please go hit like and follow, and more importantly, walk into the One for All gift store and see for yourself.
Wait, can I mention something? Sorry, Sanita. If you're looking to go to the shop, it's a little tricky. So in Southold, in the Feather Hill Shopping Center, there's a back part of the shopping center that you don't realize is back there. So that's where the shop is. It's not that front parking lot. So if you're looking for it, you have to drive a little further or walk under that little trestle that's in the shopping center. So that's just a little PSA for people who are looking for the shop.
Very important part.
Yeah.
Bringing that up a little out of the way of the normal foot traffic. But I promise you, it's worth your while to walk in there and take a look at everybody that Theresa is representing. And I know I will certainly be at the art show. So we will hopefully see some of you there.
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right.
I want to just say,
I'll see you guys. Bye.
bye.
So much. Thank you.